The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, came into existence to promote local content in the nation's oil and gas industry in terms of development and improving in-country capacity. Hello and welcome to the Local Content Television Program. I am Priya Flaka, and I'm glad to have you join us. It is no coincidence that the word development comes before monitoring in the agency's title. This is because development is central to the board's mandate in ensuring significant participation of Nigerians in oil and gas activities.
Human capacity development is key to the sustained growth of any nation. This is why human capacity development is key to the Nigeria Content Development and Monitoring Board (NCDMB) and an integral part of its mandate and 10-year strategic roadmap. The board's Human Capacity Development Initiative is designed to close identified critical skills gap in the industry, firstly on the back of ongoing projects and secondly through direct interventions. Since its establishment in 2010, NCDMB has successfully achieved over 9 million training man-hours as well as over 198,000 direct and indirect jobs for young Nigerians through direct interventions and strategic partnerships with industry stakeholders.
I think in terms of skills development, without beating our chest, we can tell ourselves that we've done quite a lot, both as a board and as a country. For instance, during the construction of the Egina project, almost about 4,000 welders were trained and they all participated in the project. We have also, through our HCD program, built a lot of skills, both for the petroleum engineering skills and also subsurface and surface engineers have been trained. Both lower level manpower has also been trained, and we've also trained a lot of semi-skilled people in the country.
Building capacity is one thing, but sustaining the workforce after they have been trained as well as maintaining their relevance in a fast-paced world is a big challenge.
I think the greatest challenge we have in ensuring that all those skills we've developed continue to be relevant and continue to work in the industry is the slowness of projects coming through, as it were. As an example, we completed a Egina project, I guess in 2018 or 19, as the case may be, and till date, not until when we took the FID on 27 projects sometime last year, and then we performed the groundbreaking ceremony for the work to commence. So you can imagine within that period what happens to those skills that we've been able to develop in the industry. Most of them became frustrated, most of them are obsolete, as the case may be, because like you know, technology continues to improve constantly.
Because of the challenges associated with capacity building, the board decided to restructure its human development program.
When I came on board, NCDMB decided that we wanted to change our training strategy to a 60-20-20 approach. What does that mean? 60% of the training that we undertake, those who want to train must commit that at least 60% of those they are training will be employed at the end of the training. That we decided to pursue. The other 20% is focused as lower level skills that we try to train, as the case may be. And then the other 20% are for people who already have jobs in order to enhance their capacity. Because it's actually frustrating for the trainees and also for us as NCDMB. When you take a guy out for 6 months, you build his skills, and then all of a sudden there's nowhere to engage him. It's a lot more frustrating as it were. So that's why we devised that new training strategy and said we were not going to train for training's sake.
To stakeholders in the industry seeking to engage in capacity development, Engineer Simbi Wabote gives a word of advice.
We need to continuously remodel our training, given the current reality that we see, given the technological advancement. We need to then look for ways with which we will train people, because the bulk of the training in the oil and gas sector is not about entrepreneurship. It's about skills development to participate in the activities of the oil and gas sector. So it's a bit different. Entrepreneurship training we can understand, and we can also participate in that so that we make people become self-independent and do their work. But for the skills that is required in the industry, we need to harmonize this. We need to move with technology. We need to also know the areas that are very relevant, where skills gaps are there. Then fashion our trainings to build those skills. But the rudimentary training that you're used to, training a guy in welding, training a guy in scaffolding continuously and the rest of it all, those things need to be synergized with the opportunities that are out there.
The Executive Secretary NCDMB, Engineer Simbi Wabote, is of the opinion that the scope of training should go beyond the oil and gas industry.
Oil and gas industry can only employ this much. Like, you know, it's a business that does not employ too many people. Or the manufacturing sector, the downstream sector, that's where the bulk of the employment is. So that's a challenge to stakeholders. Do their homework and don't solely depend on the oil and gas sector. If we see such opportunity, NCDMB is prepared to build skills in those sectors, because after all, it's an organization set up to build capacity. And if we cannot absorb those capacity, we can look for other areas with which those capacity can be absorbed. How can you package those training beyond the oil and gas sector? That's the question.
The 17-story Nigerian Canton Tower of NCDMB, his workshop and materials for the project was 98% locally sourced, is evident of the board's commitment to development and utilization of in-country capacities.
The contractor that built that edifice you see is an indigenous contractor. Hitherto, nobody will give such a contractor an opportunity, but I think he also was committed to seeing that quality work was done and project was completed on time. So we worked hand in glove to ensure that we did complete the project on record time, as commissioned by the President. Most visitors, when they come into the building, really get stunned. It's like an oasis in the middle of a desert. For us, I think it was commitment by the NCDMB staff, the engineers that were responsible for it, and also the contractor himself, who was challenged to the hilt to prove his mantle. And you could see the game of doing quality work. Today, the contractor is responsible for the construction of 72 apartments for NLNG in Bonny. It's out of doing a job like this that he got the recommendation to participate in the bidding process.
Despite the laudable feats in human capacity development and job creation, the NCDMB is poised to do more with an even stronger resolve to achieve 70% Nigeria content and create 300,000 jobs by the year 2027 as outlined in its 10-year strategic roadmap.